Welcome back. So last time we discussed views and routes. We built a simple routing, something that would enable us to visit different page like the about page, and we displayed something like this. We also built slash tickets slash one to display each of the tickets from the array list of tickets which is available here. So I'll expand this and show you the file structure. So I'll zoom in for good visibility. Yeah, so this is the app, which is the main app directory. Inside HTTP, there is controllers. This is where we will see controllers today. This is where we will create a simple controller class and move this logic that we wrote in our route file, which shouldn't be the case because the route file should just route to a specific class instead of solving everything here. We'll have a separate class. So we will move this into a controller, and that controller would be in this class. Last time we saw the route. The route is inside our application folder in the routes folder here in web.php. This is the file that we're working. We also discussed views. We created the about view, which simply displays about tickets h1, and we also built this tickets detail where we were able to display the ticket detail by simply accessing the wildcard from the URL. And here the welcome.blade is what we got from Laravel. So today we will create a controller and move everything here into a separate class called ticket controller. The reason we do that is you can most of the time, if you have to, you can build the application using routes and view, but that's really not a good idea because the more code you write in your routes, the more unmaintainable it becomes. And the main reason we use Laravel is to make our code maintainable, scalable. So we will move everything that you see here into a class called ticket controller. So I'll cut everything here. And in this code, instead of a closure function here, we'll just say go to a class called ticket controller and find a method called show. So we'll create that. And if I rephrase this, obviously it shows an error saying there is no class called ticket controller. Target class ticket controller doesn't exist. So we'd have to create this class, and we have to create it in the app HTTP controllers directly like we have seen. So I'm still in that directory. I'll simply say new file and say ticket controller.php. Here I will say PHP and then create my class called ticket controller. That's it. And specifies a namespace, which should be the same as this. Namespace is like a package. If you are new to any web framework, namespaces are ways of organizing your classes. Your classes will get large numbers, so you want to organize them in separate folders, which are called packages, and you specify the folder in the class saying this class is part of this package. So you specify that, you refresh, and you get another error called to undefined method blah 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 show. So we don't have the method called show. So next I'll create that method, which is also a function show, and that function accepts an ID from the wildcard in our route, and here is where I will copy what I got from Okay, I think I missed it. So I'll just undo and copy this or cut it, and then do what I have done earlier again, saying when users visit this route, go to ticket controller and access the method show. In that method, I'll just copy what I have. Now I refresh it, things are the way they were. So now I have ticket detail and it shows me the ticket computer is filled. So this is basically a matter of organizing your file, a matter of making sure the right files are where they should be. So you'll have a controller separate. A controller also helps you access model, which we'll see next. So now let's create another function called index. Index is normally used to display all the tickets or all the files from your database, all the records. So show is to show one of the tickets, whereas this is just a convention in Laravel, and it's a good way of organizing yourself. So Laravel has a lot of conventions, and the more we follow that, the better. So I'll have another function, index, and it doesn't accept any parameters since it's going to display all the tickets which we have here. So I'll copy this again, paste it here, and when users visit this index, I'll just delete, which is dump and die. It's a method that you can use to test. It just displays whatever you give it and stops the operation. So I'll delete $tickets, which is all the array, and stop the operation. So I'll visit tickets. I didn't have anything before, but now I have a list of my arrays. So I don't want to display my tickets like this. Instead, I want to display it in a nice view, just like ticket. So what I can do is come here. I can zoom in that for you. I'll come over here, create that file, or just copy this, paste it, and rename it into tickets.blade.php. I think I misspelled there. In here, I want to introduce you one new thing, which is iterating through list of tickets. Earlier we just have one ticket, so we short that. Now we'll list all tickets, right? All tickets. We'll just have a list of all tickets in here. So if I go back to my controller and tell it instead of dd, I will return a view using the view helper function, and inside I'll say tickets. So I'm saying show me the view called tickets, which I just created here. So I'll visit my computer, refresh it, and it shows me. So this is where I went into tickets and shows me all tickets, which is the view I just created. So things are working as they're supposed to be, which is great. Now I want to pass all these tickets into view. For that, I'll use a typical array containing the name, the label I'll use in that file in the view, in the variable, which is $tickets. So I'm passing $tickets as tickets into my view. So here I can access that. The problem is, as tickets is an array, I have to iterate to use it here in my view. I cannot just dump it. I can dump it using a PHP code, but using Blade, I have to say for each $tickets, tickets as dollar tickets. So I'm saying for each of them, if you know any kind of for loop in any programming language, this exactly is that. So I'd say int for each before I forget. I'll have li or something inside that li. I'll display the ticket. This is it. The li should be part of an ordered list or ordered list, which I will specify here. So I'll move my code over here. So under unordered list, I'll have for each tickets and get each ticket and put it as li. Now, if I refresh, I get each of the tickets. I get the variable tickets, which should be easy to fix, as we want to use double curly braces to display the value of the variable like this. So now I have the list of tickets, but they don't go anywhere. I can't click them. So let's say I want to click them so they can take me to the detail of each ticket, like this one, 1 or 2. Remember what we seen last time. And that will be possible if I add an indexer here, like I or key, and use the R function like this. I think that will do it. Okay, and then surround this is anchor, and that anchor will take me to tickets slash that I $I, which means this is a counter, right? The key of the array, and this is a value. I'm displaying the value here. The key is being used as kind of okay, I'll go back to tickets. Now my tickets, I wish there were links. That's because this was closed up there too. I refresh, now there are links. I'll take this, I'll zoom in. So when I click, it takes me to the ticket detail. I go back, I click, computer window, failure. I go back, keyboard problem, I see ticket detail as keyboard problem. So to go back to my code, I iterated each of the tickets using a blade syntax that is very similar to for each loop, which you can find in PHP itself or in other programming language for that case. And then I display each of the tickets. For that to be possible, I created a ticket controller class which contains 2 functions. One, index, that just sends all the tickets. Another, show, that uses the ID, the index from either array to identify the tickets so it can display the detail of that ticket. Obviously, it doesn't have any detail now. For future, we'll have other functions here in our controller. Functions like create, of course, and update, or any other function that is part of a create operation will be here. This is the base of our code. The controller is the center. This is the center. This is where things happen. So next, we will get rid of these arrays. We don't need them, and connect to a database and get data from the database into the controller, from the controller into view. We'll persist the data. That means we'll be able to use the same data in show and index without repeating ourselves, and it will be persisted. It is database after all. So we'll see that next, and then we'll see models. Thanks for this nation. I'll see you in the next episode.